What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunday Sports Club Podcast, a podcast all about sports told by a woman. But honestly, it's really not always about sports. And this episode is not about sports, although I could consider motherhood a sport for sure. Today, we are talking all things baby number 2.
So we came all the way to Vegas, my former NFL city, to not talk about sports.
Yeah, we're actually
Checks
recording.
out.
We're recording this in Vegas, and I was like, "Oh, like this will be a fun place to record an episode." And it's crazy because I was pregnant the entire time we lived in Vegas.
Wow, that's weird.
But this pregnancy is so different, not only because I feel different and like the symptoms are different, but also because just like our life is so different.
What, you were pregnant, like 20 weeks through what, like 32?
Isaac got a call my first pregnancy when I was 20 weeks pregnant because I specifically remember you leaving to go to the Raiders camp. And then the following day, I had my anatomy scan.
Oh, wow, I did miss the anatomy scan.
Yeah, you did.
That's crazy. You were also in the phase of pregnancy where you were like super clingy and you were like, I want you to retire. And I'm like, Allie, we waited a long time for me to get signed. I'm not retiring right now.
It's funny because I'm not like a very like touchy-feely person. Everybody has their love languages, and like physical touch is like last, honestly. Which is interesting though, because as a mother, I show love definitely by physical touch.
Very cuddly.
Like, I feel like I'm all love languages to our daughter, but when it comes to me, I'm like, that's the least, except when I'm pregnant.
Something about cuddling like a little kid, though. I mean, shit's so cute to cuddle her.
But today we are going to be talking all things baby number 2. I already kind of did a pregnancy episode, and Scottie wasn't feeling good, so you weren't on the episode.
Let's, do you have like a lineup of questions about, wow.
I am prepared.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah. So Isaac, you're in the hot seat. Oh, yeah. By the way, we have Isaac on today.
Yeah. Hey. This is relaxing though.
He has something to do with baby 2.
I don't have to do anything. I just sit here and answer your questions, which is chill.
Yeah, that must be nice.
It's kind of cozy.
What's been the biggest difference between first pregnancy and second pregnancy for both of us?
Do you want to answer for you?
Go first. You're the guest.
I think the biggest difference right now is that the second one you kind of like forget. Like you're just so, now that you're getting a bump, it's less
forgettable.
It's less forgettable because it's there.
This poor baby's going to listen to this and be like, you guys forgot about me?
But you just are like, oh yeah, shoot, we're pregnant. Like, or you're pregnant. I don't need Kylie Kelsey being like, mention, say we're.
You said we're pregnant?
I am definitely not pregnant. But yeah, it just kind of keeps going. I feel like the first pregnancy, it was like everything. Like it was like, oh, it's okay. We're at 21 and a half weeks. Okay. We're at 22 weeks and 3 days. We're at, now it's like, wait, what week are we at?
I'm like, I'm either 17, 18, or 19.
We haven't even watched our girls' videos.
Yeah, we have a pregnancy app, and it's a purple one. I think it's like what to expect. And every week that you turn a different amount of weeks pregnant, this girl does.
We try to guess the intro. She's like, you might be feeling a little hungry.
She's like, Mama, are you tired? But we watched them every single week when we were pregnant with Scottie on the week that I changed to like weeks, how many weeks pregnant I was.
We got to do better watching them.
Yeah, we really haven't been watching them. But also, I think the lack of my symptoms the first trimester kind of also came into play. Like, I was definitely tired, but I wasn't nauseous, and like I didn't have like full days where I laid in bed. I also don't feel like I got that luxury though.
A little bit, but yeah, you're not as tired as you were the first time. The first time it was like, we have to cancel this flight. You're feeling nauseous.
Yeah.
You're feeling whatever, which is interesting. We haven't announced a gender. Maybe that plays into the gender situation. Different symptoms. Who knows?
I actually think by the time this episode goes live, maybe not. I don't know if the gender will be live, but it is so interesting because it has been so different. But the thing about the first pregnancy is I feel like I got my energy back. Third trimester.
You feel like your energy's back?
No.
I feel like you get the zoomies every once in a while.
Yeah, it's always at like 11 p.m.
You hit weight, like you have a very predictable like arc throughout the day where it's like, I know there's going to be like emotionally, like on the spectrum, like you're going to hit every emotion throughout the day. Like there's going to be a dark moment. There's going to be a super
every
moment.
emotion. Jesus Christ.
There's going to, No, it's not a bad thing. You're not like, it's not these massive swings. I'm just saying, like, just generally, it's based on the 2 pregnancies that you've had. In my observation, that's just how, like, emotionally, how it seems like the second trimester is, where it's like you hit all the emotions.
Yeah, I think this pregnancy, I'm kind of struggling more with, like, I've gotten a bump way quicker, which the first time I didn't even feel like I was pregnant until I was like 30 weeks, and this time I'm like, ooh.
I remember you being at like 36 weeks. When we were on the walk in Newport, and you took a picture in front of the house, and I was like, your bump is like low-key kind of small. And we were literally about to have Scottie.
Yeah. And
now, like,
now what, Isaac?
Now it's huge. I'm joking. No, but now you definitely have a
Feel free to cancel him.
But I was mentioning yesterday when we were with people, I was like, oh yeah, Allie's pregnant, and people were flabbergasted.
Like, wait, really?
They were like, oh, shoot, I didn't know she was pregnant. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, she has a bump. Like,
it's so weird this time. I don't know if I didn't tell anybody I was pregnant until like 16 weeks. That includes like our families, our friends. Like, I didn't tell anybody until really late.
Yeah, it became an issue. It became like we actually should probably start telling people.
So there's a variety of reasons as to why I didn't want to or feel comfortable, or like why we just didn't.
Yeah.
Or we just were busy. But now when somebody even mentions my pregnancy, I almost get embarrassed.
Wow, a little teen pregnancy syndrome here.
I am a teen mom. Isn't that weird though?
It just feels like
I almost don't want the attention.
You also were kind of like...
Which is weird, because being on social media, like, you would think, like, that's all you want.
You were feeling like this age gap was even soon. Like, you were like, felt like people would be like, oh, they're reckless because they're having a kid.
It's a 2.5 year age gap. I feel like that's not a crazy small age gap.
That's huge.
Because me and my siblings were 3 years, and I remember thinking, like, wow, that's kind of a big age gap.
2 under 2 doesn't seem crazy anymore.
Yes,
like,
it does.
I think the new crazy is 2 under 1. 2 under 1 would quite literally rock our worlds.
I couldn't even do 1 under 1.
Boys struggled with 1 under 1. 2 under 2 doesn't seem crazy to me. I could totally see having a fresh newborn right now. I don't think it'd be that crazy with Scottie.
I agree, because Scottie we're only a few weeks away from her second birthday. I don't think it would be crazy, but even knowing each month she gets like a whole new vocabulary, she gets a whole new set of skills. She like independent plays more and more and more, and her personality comes out, that I can only imagine, like, if I thought it would be like okay now, how much I think it's going to be okay when the baby's born.
Here's the primary issue with 2 under 2. Scottie, like, we're still trying to get rid of the pacifier. We are still trying to be like...
potty train.
Yeah, like, those things need to be pretty much done by the time the second child comes.
Yeah.
Like, I need you sleeping in your bed. Like, I need you, like, fully whatever. So, like, that's where 2 under 2 would become very difficult.
Agreed, because we also, like... we're able to be like, okay, we're probably going to take a hit on sleep for like a week or 2 when it comes to taking away her pacifier.
Oh, I was going to say a week or 2. My God, I don't know what pregnancy, I don't know what you did last time, but we took hits for a full year.
When it comes to our 2-year-old, I know we're going to take a hit on sleep when it comes to taking away her pacifier, or just like any changes like that we might make. So knowing that we can do that before we have a newborn is nice. Will we actually do it in time?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we better.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm not giving us a choice.
Last thing on Scottie is, if we had a kid 2 under 2, like if we had another baby, she's got a dominant personality. She would take over that house in a way that I think would be terrifying. I would be like, wow, she fully runs this house. Like, why does she have 10 pacifiers? Why is she hoarding pacifiers?
You're saying we would quickly like lose control?
Yeah, because it'd be like, okay, one child is crying.
She's smarter than us.
Yeah, I would be like, wow, Allie, she's really like
She hides pacifiers now.
She's like dealing pacifiers. She's like,
I'll find them like
full-on
in her
high
baby
school.
doll stroller. Like I'll find them in her toy boxes. Of like we've clearly gotten out of control because I'm like, how does she have so many? But I think she's hid them, and I'm like, oh wow, we only have one. Like let me order like 2 more just in case. And then I'm like, wait, how do we have 20 pacifiers?
Her little brain is about to hit the stage where she realizes she can hide stuff.
No, she already is.
And we're going to be like, Scottie, where are the pacifiers? Tell me now.
Until we take it away, and then she's going to start stealing her brother or sister's pacifiers.
I can't wait. That's going to be unreal.
Is there anything you're less stressed about now that you've already been through it once?
Everything. Literally, I'm less stressed about everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's the only thing that I think, the only thing that I'm more stressed about is sleep because I now know exactly what it looks like. Like, I know what the first 5 weeks are going to feel like adjusting, and I'm not looking forward to that.
I mean, yeah, but I also feel like our current sleep is we co-sleep with our 2-year-old. And that's just, honestly, we just haven't felt the need to, like, get her out of our bed. She goes to sleep.
Co-sleep.
No, she literally goes to sleep in her crib and she cries at 3 a.m. and we go and get her. And it's fine right now. And I'm sure if we wanted to, like, sleep train her out of that, we could.
No,
but
we wouldn't. It's literally my
love
favorite
it.
thing. Pulling her in bed and her cuddling with us is quite literally my favorite thing.
But the issue is that when we have a second baby, we clearly can't do that. So it's like, is Isaac sleeping with Scottie? Then you're getting full night's sleep, which honestly, I feel like only one of us should take a hit, and that's obviously going to be me.
But then it's gonna get dicey. Like if I have 3 a.m. wake ups and I'm sleeping in her room, and then I'm like, oh, I have to leave.
Oh, for work.
So then I would drop her off in your room.
Because Isaac has 3 a.m. wake ups for Good Morning Football, which is a show he's on. Yeah.
No, but either way, to answer the question, sleep's the only thing that's I'm like, oh wow, that is gonna be tough. But other than that, literally nothing stresses me out.
I'm like really excited for birth. I tell Isaac this all the time. I cannot wait to give birth because the quote unquote worst has already happened. I've already had to have a C-section. This time I'm going to try for a VBAC. And
is it nice knowing that you could
I could just choose to have a C-section.
Yeah, that you could just be like, you know what, I'm just going to do a C-section. Because we did have a good C-section experience. Like, objectively, it was like last night dinner, like us going on a family dinner with Scottie before, like Duffy boat. Like, could be really
we would have,
cozy.
like, the dogs would be set up with, like, walkers. We would have, like, our babysitter be able to come and stay with Scottie and us go to the hospital. We'd be able to have, like, a last dinner. A C-section would probably take a lot of stress off our plate, but I don't know that I'm ready to give up the idea of trying for a VBAC.
If you have a second C-section, is it, like, no chance you're doing a VBAC?
I think that I probably wouldn't try. I don't think I would try the risk. But the thing about my first birth is I had a C-section, and it was a planned C-section because Scottie was breech starting at 30 weeks, and she just never flipped. And come to find out, she was 9.5 pounds.
She's so perfect.
So I quickly, like, I never really got to experience, like, oh, I'm prepping for labor. Like, I didn't do any of the T's. I didn't do the dates because I was like, well, I'm having a C-section. Why am I going to waste my time? I did lay upside down for a long time. But now...
Allie, you did everything.
No,
Are we acting like our whole Vegas house wasn't like contraptions, mugwort, the pool heated so you could do flips? You did everything.
Spinning babies.
Yeah, that's all we did.
Well, I know, but I wasn't like preparing for labor and like drinking teas or like doing oils or anything like that.
I think once she wasn't flipping, it was like, all right, this is a wrap.
So like knowing that I've already had a C-section, which to some people is like the scariest like labor you could have, and I loved my C-section. Now I'm like, okay, my body is probably capable of like the other style of birth, and I want to try for that. But like, can
you not say vaginal birth?
No, I can't. I don't know why I feel weird saying it. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm
like vagina. It's 2025. We can't say that.
But like, my daughter was breech, so I had a planned C-section, and knowing that like my body I didn't have a C-section because my body couldn't do it. I had it because my fucking daughter is stubborn. So now I'm like, okay, like the worst birth has already happened, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going into birth like really excited.
It was really great. Honestly, it was really chill.
It's like you literally talk about my birth like you have PTSD. I remember
it's like a
having an argument at postpartum, like a few weeks postpartum. We were talking with some friends, and Isaac was like, "Man, that was like I was like, buddy, you can't have PTSD from a birth you didn't complete. You were in the room, and you're lucky. I'm allowing you next time."
I understand. I understand that, but like, if it's not a competition, there's two objective experiences in that room. I had never been in an operating room. I've never seen
not
that
about
level
you.
of blood. I'm just saying. It's two realities.
Okay, I've never been awake during surgery before, getting a child taken out of my body, and then bye Isaac, bye Scottie. Okay, I'll just lay here and let my OBGYN talk to the anesthesiologist about his golf game.
What you did, I said it. I came out publicly. I made a public statement afterwards saying whoever says that C-sections are not that big of a deal, they have never seen one, because what you did was crazy.
Really? Because I'm like, I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Allie, you were literally crying while they were pulling Scottie out, saying, "I'm so scared." It literally felt like...
They were pushing down on my ribs.
Have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
No.
That's what it felt like. Like a soldier that was like taking its last breath, like, "I'm scared, tell my family I love them." That's what it felt like when they were pulling Scottie out of the incision that was way smaller than
I just feel like that's like a very vulgar interaction.
But what I'm saying is, it's super intense what you did. All I'm saying is...
But you don't get to feel that.
You know what? It was nothing. It was nothing.
Like, buddy, you walked out of that operating room with a newborn baby in your hands, and I was just laying there. They're like, okay, layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3.
I will say this. This is one thing that you can't take from me. Them taking me in another room with a child that I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what this thing is.
Our daughter.
Yeah, which now I would do anything for our daughter. It's very different experiences now. But like them being like, "Okay, Dad, time to change a diaper. Get the diaper ready." I'm like, bro, I've never even held a child, let alone changing a diaper.
If you guys have been following along my postpartum journey, you know I have a list of things to do before getting pregnant again. And on that list is starting therapy. And I just want to take a second to talk about how important therapy is, not only if you're in a bad place, but also if you're in a good place as well. They can just help you in so many various parts of your life. So I want to take a second to talk about Rula, because taking care of your mental health shouldn't be harder than taking care of your physical health. So like if you pull a muscle, you go see a doctor, but when it comes to finding the right therapist, suddenly it's frustrating, you have long wait lists, or you're staring down huge out-of-pocket costs. And that's usually what stops people from getting help. And that's where Rula comes in. So Rula makes therapy simple, affordable, and fast. They work with most major insurance plans, and the average session copay is just $15, literally $15. It's basically the cost of a lunch, but instead of a sandwich, you're investing in your own headspace. And with Rula, you're not just matched and left to figure it out. They check in and make sure you're actually making progress. Every therapist on the platform is licensed, vetted, and picked for their expertise. So you know you're talking to someone legit, not just whoever happens to be available. Getting started couldn't be easier. You just answer a few quick questions about what matters to you, and Rula connects you with in-network providers who actually fit your needs. You pick the time, and you could be talking to a therapist as soon as the next day. No weeks of waiting, no endless back and forth. Bottom line, if you've been putting this off, Rula takes away all those excuses, simple, affordable, and actually built to help you get better. Thousands of people have already used Rula to finally get the care that they need, so don't keep putting it off. Go to rula.com/Sunday and get started today. That's RULA.com/Sunday. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. The older I get, the more I find myself wanting to be more intentional about the way I live, eat, and take care of my body, especially after pregnancy. Like, you had to cut all these things out during pregnancy. And it makes you think like, well, why can I do those things when I'm not pregnant? Like, shouldn't I be just as important? And so it's really had me thinking about like where I want to take my health journey and just like being intentional about the foods I'm putting in my body. So this part of today's episode is sponsored by Mosh, which you may have heard about through Oprah's Favorite Things. It was founded by Maria Shriver and her son, Patrick Schwarzenegger, with a simple mission to create a conversation about brain health through food, education, and research. So Maria's father actually suffered from Alzheimer's, and since then, she and Patrick have dedicated themselves to finding ways to help other families dealing with this kind of debilitating disease. Mosh joined forces with the world's top scientists and functional nutritionists to go beyond their average protein bar. Each Mosh bar is made with ingredients that support brain health like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, and omega-3s, plus a game-changing brain-boosting ingredient that you won't find in any other bar. It is the first and only food brand boosted with cognizin, which is a premium nootropic that supplies the brain with a patented form of citrulloline. And the best part is that Mosh bars actually taste great too. They come in 9 mouthwatering flavors, including 3 new plant-based flavors: chocolate chip cookie, hazelnut chocolate chip, and peanut butter chocolate chip. If you want to find ways to give back to others and fuel your body and your brain, Mosh bars are the perfect choice for you. Head to moshlife.com/Sunday to save 20% off, plus free shipping on the bestsellers trial pack or the new plant-based trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on either the bestsellers trial pack or the plant-based trial pack at moshlife.com/Sunday. Thank you, Mosh, for sponsoring this episode. Okay, guys, I don't have to admit this to you because you probably already know, but I am very, very type B, okay? I put things off until the last second. I procrastinate a lot. It's something that I'm actually trying to improve in my life. But coincidentally, one of my love languages, like the number one love language, is gift giving and gift receiving. And it's like, I don't know, it's less materialistic than you would think. It's more about like the thought behind a gift that I really enjoy. But I show love to people by trying to give them a gift that I know that they will love. So if you're a last minute shopper like me, you know the feeling. Shelves are empty, ideas are running low. Aura Frames is a solution with a gift that feels extremely personal. So think about the person that you always struggle to shop for. Maybe that's your parents because it seems like they have everything that they want and it's just like, oh, just come home for the holidays. That's all I care about. But you want to gift them something that they'll actually enjoy and they'll use. So to take a second and talk about what Aura Frame actually is, you can upload unlimited photos and videos. You just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. You can preload photos before it ships. So when they open their gift, it already has photos or videos on it, and you can keep adding from anywhere, anytime. And it's a very personalized gift, right? Like you're showing the family photos, videos, and things that you know the person will like seeing. And you can add a message before it arrives. You can share photos and videos so effortlessly straight from your phone all year long, and they have a gift box included. So every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. And for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code Sunday at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code Sunday. This deal is exclusive to our listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Do you think you'll feel differently about this baby when it comes out? Do you think, because I
can't wait.
You talk about how you didn't really have like this immediate connection, like, oh my God, that's my child. Like, I can't wait, whatever. Like, obviously you look at the baby and you're like, that's my baby. And like, I care for it. But like that immediate love, do you think you'll feel differently?
Absolutely.
You
we
think
talked
just
about
like
it the other day. I mean, I like the first child, AKA Scottie. She came out and I was just truly like, this is a blob. Like there was no like emotional connection. It was a big
blob too.
Yeah, this is a 9.5 pound blob that's screaming. I have to cut the umbilical cord. Now I'm performing surgery. Now I'm the doctor.
Do you hear Isaac making himself the main character of My Birth?
Let me answer your question though.
Isaac is the type of guy to say we're pregnant.
I don't know. I'm going to answer your question and then talk about that. So the second child, who we don't know the gender yet, I mean, we do, but we haven't announced it. I'm going to be very excited to meet them. Like, I'm very excited to hold them immediately. Like, the skin to skin immediately, knowing what, like, how.
I feel like you and I are going to be fighting in the
Absolutely.
operating room, but like
I could see myself crying seeing this child. Whereas I wasn't even close to that point with Scottie. This child, knowing
because you were going
because my tummy hurt. Is that a tummy ache?
Going through something traumatic.
Knowing what's to come in that relationship, I think I'll probably lose it. I
feel like this time is a little bit different because I think once this baby comes out, I'm immediately going to like have concerns. Like I'm immediately going to be like, don't take the baby away from me. I'm immediately going to be like, okay, is the baby breathing okay? I don't know why, but just knowing the connection I have with Scottie now, like when I first got handed Scottie, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, you know it's at risk.
Yeah.
You know what's at stake, like how beautiful that relationship is. And then you're like, I don't want anything to happen to that love.
It's actually so crazy.
I actually can't wait to meet them.
What's something you're savoring more this time around? I think for me, 1,000% the newborn phase. I know it's going to be a struggle with like recovery and sleep, and there's going to be a lot of hormones, but the first time around was so like, okay, birth, let's get back to regular life. This time, I promise you, for 3 weeks, I will not be leaving our bed, our bedroom. I'll be going on walks fully in a diaper. And I just want to have like the expectation that that time period is meant to enjoy and fully take in. Whereas in the first time I was trying to speed it up and like get into a routine. I went to Target at 4 days postpartum.
You were in a weird place.
I don't even think I was allowed to drive a motor vehicle.
You didn't even tell me. I woke up and I'm like, where's the mother of my child?
Wait, the fact that I left my daughter like 4 days just to like run to Target, I'm like,
what are we doing? No, but now I could see you being like, I'm so excited to take him or her to Target with me, baby wear, like go get coffee with just us. And
I feel way more confident.
I also like, even like when Scottie was young, you would be like, go on daddy-daughter dates when she was super young. And I'm like, she's not going to remember this. It doesn't matter. But with this next kid though, I feel like I'm going to be like, no, I want to go, like I'll take them by myself and just go literally walk on the beach and just make memories with the newborn. Like it's going to be a totally different experience. We say that and then we're going to get 2 hours of sleep and be like, I'm a zombie right now.
The thing is I could go off, like I think there are two types of people: low sleep needs people and high sleep needs people. And when it comes to me,
people that are soft. You just think I'm soft.
There are people who are low sleep needs, and there are people who are soft. And Isaac is soft.
This is the thing.
If Isaac doesn't get at least 7 hours, he's a widow quanky.
Allie just doesn't acknowledge the fact that I played in the NFL and like was a high level athlete.
That's the past, buddy.
Half of my life, where sleep was literally the most important thing that I had. So I've always been like, I need 8 hours of sleep so I can practice well. So you can't just get rid of that. I'm a dog, Allie. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, when it comes to the newborn phase, I'm not scared of a sleep thing. I think I'm more just like, I don't know. I think I'm like scared of like struggling, or not struggling. I'm scared of the juggling of like loving my daughter and wanting to hang out with Scottie still, and also wanting to make these like newborn memories and soak it all in. And I feel like there's going to be like a week or two where I'm like, I want Scottie, maybe we fly grandparents into town and like make it special. She can go to Disney, and that way we can like get some time.
Scottie will be all right. Scottie?
No, when I found I was pregnant, I was terrified for Scottie because I was like, wait, she's not just my little baby.
You also have to understand, it's like getting a dog, another dog. Like she's gonna be happier.
Isaac, you did not just compare our daughter to a dog. Isaac, I'm gonna respectfully let's go into the next one.
Wait, no, but seriously, like she's gonna be more excited for a new child. Like that in and of itself is like, oh my God, there's another person here. She's going to be excited about it.
No. Have you seen her with her baby dolls? Mine.
Yeah, it's territorial. She's going to be yanking the child around.
No, bitch, it's mine. What's one thing you think you nailed as a first-time parent that you hope to repeat? I think for me, breast milk. I think that came so easy to me. Now, I did have to start exclusively pumping at 3 months postpartum because I was a dumbass and I really didn't know, like, babies can develop.
3 months?
3 months, yeah.
You were exclusively pumping pretty much
Exclusively pumping means you're not breastfeeding at all.
Okay.
That's the thing, though, is, like, I introduced a pump way too early because I was an idiot. I had no idea. I was a first-time mom.
You went into the hospital.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You're acting like you couldn't.
I got hospitalized at 2 weeks postpartum.
And took antibiotics that you couldn't do any breast milk for.
But somehow I had already pumped enough milk to get her for 3 days, which is crazy. But that's one thing that I'm like, okay, I nailed down the breast milk part. Like, did I do it seamlessly? No. But I nailed it down as, like, I had a really good supply. I, like, just kind of, she didn't have formula until a year. Now, there's nothing wrong with formula. There is nothing wrong with formula. I want to say that very clear. But as one thing, I'm like, okay, I'm confident. I know how to do that. And this time around, I'm already like, I'm going to meet with a lactation consultant and I want to exclusively breastfeed, and I am an oversupplier, which I'm so grateful to be, that I'm like, oh, wow, I don't have to this time I should really make sure that I'm on top of my meds so I don't get rehospitalized.
You need to be on top of your magnesium tea.
Yeah, okay. but I think that is one thing that I'm not scared of, is my breastfeeding journey. And obviously, you can plan for some things, like the baby could have a tongue tie or a lip tie or tie something. I don't know. So there are things up in the air, but, like, that is one thing I'm confident about, that I'm like, if I have a little bit more knowledge going in this time, like, that's one thing I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm just going to take the layup answer here. Like, I kept those pumps clean.
But I might not pump this time.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if we're just evaluating the first experience, just a simple answer, those pumps, I don't know what other husbands do. You never had to worry about pumps being cleaned.
I remember throwing pumps to the wall one time.
Yep, and then they got cleaned. Those pumps, it was a full-on job. Much easier than
everyone's gonna be like, oh, is Allie brushing over that, like, a toxic, like, tendency that she just threw pumps? I didn't throw them at him. I threw them at the wall. Postpartum rage, buddy.
Yeah. I don't have to talk about that. The point is, yeah, those suckers were...
What is one thing you will absolutely not do again?
Absolutely will not do again? Mm-hmm. What do you think? What's something you don't want me to do again?
I don't think I can make that decision for you. Well, maybe. I think one thing I'll probably not do again is I'm not going to introduce a bottle until, like, it'll be like one, and then, like, I was giving multiple bottles.
I think something that we will do together as a couple. I don't have a problem saying this. Like, we're not cried out parents, and we never will be. But I think we will introduce, like, more of a structure when it comes to, like, naps and, like. Well, I feel like
drowsy but awake.
A bit of a free for all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this will be.
Which we had the capacity to kind of be free for all parents. Like, we didn't have to wake up at 7 a.m. and go to work the next day. And a lot of parents that. I feel like parents that do sleep training or cry it out or Ferber method or whatever you want, they have no choice but to do that, because they're like, I have to go to work. I have to have a routine. And for us, we didn't really need a routine. So I want to acknowledge that. But this time I'm like, for my own sanity, that would be lovely to have some sort of routine, whether that be like drowsy but awake, or something that we tried the first baby.
We also didn't know how to swaddle. Let's just put that out there. We didn't know how to swaddle until she had her newborn shoe.
Why is there not a baby manual?
Well, we moved 2 times in your pregnant. Actually, 3 times in your pregnancy. That's why we didn't go to any classes or anything.
But, like, we did something that we won't do again. We're not SNU parents. We're not going to do the SNU.
We never used the SNU.
What do you mean? We bought the SNU and we tried it, like, different nights. But I'm saying, like, that is something that I'm like, why did we? We are not SNU parents. Like, there's nothing wrong with SNU parents. Again,
no,
don't come for me. But we aren't.
The second child's getting swaddled, thrown in the crib, fed. Like, it's going to be different. We're not, we'll have more of a routine.
The thing is I was scared. I was like, I don't need a routine. Like, I want my baby to be adaptable to other like situations. I'm like, no, I can still have a routine even if we're out to lunch, even if we're going for a walk in the morning. It's like,
oh, that's one thing we'll do. This baby will take naps in the broad daylight.
Scottie didn't she?
No, Scottie definitely hit a phase where she needed to be in pitch black.
Well, there's a certain phase where you do need to switch to pitch black, but
we're gonna introduce like, oh, the people are like, vacuum with your baby sleeping, be loud, like we're doing that.
Isaac's gonna hire a marching band.
At Starbucks, full and part-time baristas get comprehensive health benefits. So they have the support they need in every part of their lives, from early morning runs to school pickups to auditions. Because at Starbucks, comprehensive health coverage, including dental, vision, and mental health care, is just the start. Learn more at starbucks.com/partners.
You guys, I'm going to be very honest. I hate wearing a bra. I hate it. But you know what? I don't really get that luxury because, especially after breastfeeding my daughter, the girls need a little support. And I'm not talking about like emotional support. I'm talking about they actually need support. And that's why I want to take a second to talk about SKIMS. I love SKIMS so much. I first discovered them, I think, back when Isaac was playing in Indiana. That's how I create chapters of my life, is just like where Isaac was playing at the time. But I remember trying the SKIMS Fits Everybody collection. And ever since then, that has been my go-to bra that I choose to wear every single day because it's a bra that doesn't actually feel like you're wearing a bra. That's my kind of bra, okay? I love how they have so many different color selections. They have so many different styles. And their underwear, again, it feels like you're not wearing any. And typically that would be my go-to, but you know, these days I have been wearing underwear, and it's from SKIMS Fits Everybody collection. If you guys haven't tried it out, I highly recommend. It is so soft. It's breathable. I feel like thongs used to bother me so much throughout the day. And like, you're just out in public, you're just picking your thong. Anyways, the Fits Everybody collection, it melts onto your skin and you're going to forget that you're wearing any underwear at all. And I just feel like everybody needs to experience that kind of level of comfort in life. So if you guys can't tell, I'm a huge fan of the SKIMS Fits Everybody collection. If you guys are interested, you can shop SKIMS Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you. You can select podcast in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. How do you balance preparing for a new baby while keeping life normal for Scottie? We haven't prepared at all. I don't plan on preparing for a new baby until like February.
You've been nesting in other ways, though.
I've been cleaning.
Like rampages. Like this is the thing with Allie. Allie does this thing where she won't start cleaning until like 9:30 at night.
And I get a burst of energy at 9:30
but it's not
p.m.
it's not like, oh, I'm gonna do the dishes. It's like, what room do you want to attack? And I'm like, why are we picking rooms? Like, let's sit down and watch Mormon Wives and not be cleaning the full entire house at 9:30.
I was like steam mopping the bathroom tile, and then I was we have to hire a steamer to come and clean this. And Isaac's like,
breaking out the steam mop after 9 p.m. is diabolical. There's no scenario where we need to be steaming anything at 9 p.m.
That is one thing that I know. My postpartum period, like, because I dealt with postpartum depression first pregnancy or first postpartum, I know I need a very clean environment. If I have a clean environment where I can sit on a couch and there's not a bunch of dog hair and there are no dishes in the sink and I can easily throw my dishes in when I'm done using them, and it just feels like a clean environment, I feel like my mind is going to feel cleaner.
Everything will be much better than last time.
We had an extension cord going from our kitchen to our bedroom.
We didn't have electricity and the heat didn't work. We had to literally... I don't think people take this seriously because they're like, oh my God, you guys, he played in the NFL, you guys have money, you're fine. We had space heaters. We didn't have heat in our house. I went and bought like a bunch of space heaters to heat up the room. I was just hoping the temperature was accurate. I'm like, I could be 80 degrees in here or 40. I don't know what it's like.
I think back to the things we did postpartum. I'm like, what the frick were we doing?
Do you not remember when our water went out? And we had to
organic.
go sleep at a hotel because like the water.
And then I got hospitalized the next day.
We didn't have water for days.
I remember having a 102 fever, and I was like, I'm sure I'm fine.
I slept in the car with our child.
The car wasn't on.
She was 2 weeks. No, the car was on. It was out. It's not like we were like in the garage with the car on. But we slept in the car when she was like less than 2 weeks old, when you had to go back in the hospital.
It was for like an hour because I didn't know if I was going to get admitted to the emergency room or not, or like if they were going to give me something and I was going to go home. And then they were like, hey, so you're sepsis and you like might die. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this is inconvenient. And I was pumping in the, oh my God. Everyone is like, oh, are you scared to go through postpartum depression again? I got rehospitalized at 2 weeks postpartum. I had a 102 fever. We moved at 6 weeks postpartum. We moved again at 6 months postpartum. No. And this time around, I'm not even confident that like I have like this huge village that everyone talks about that I know is very important that I've tried to build. I don't know that I have that, but I do know what the fuck I'm doing. And I know I'm going to take my Colace this time.
We got to get the bowels moving this time.
Okay, buddy.
If I started stat dropping on how long
you don't need to.
Okay.
What is the funniest thing Scottie has done since finding out she's getting a sibling? Oh,
I don't think she fully like.
Every time I say, "Do you want a brother or a sister?" she'll be like, "A gaga." I'm like, "No, we're done. We're done with the dogs."
She goes, "Gaga."
I'm like, "A brother?" No, gaga. I'm like, okay.
She did say sister. She said sister.
She says initially when I asked her if I said brother or sister, she would say sister. But if I said sister or brother, she would say brother. And I was like,
Do you think people, based on our mannerisms of brother, sister, they know what we're having?
No, I don't think people have any idea.
Okay. Just wonder if there's like facial, like what's it called? Like, I don't know what I'm trying to think of. They read body language readers.
I think that's anxiety that you're feeling right now.
I don't care. I would say the gender. I could care less. I'm not. This is for you. You're the one who's like, we don't need to tell people. I'm like, I would tell somebody tomorrow.
Okay. What are you both most excited about for the sibling dynamic? I think that
this is challenging to answer without saying the gender, because a boy-girl versus girl-girl, there's two totally different dynamics.
Yeah, I agree.
We can't answer this.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is I just feel like she plays so well with other kids that I know it won't be obviously instant, but I know in a few years it's going to be like magical to see her play with another child that's in our house.
Yeah.
And people can read into that what they want. She has boy and girlfriends.
Yeah. She has a really good boyfriend, Nene, and then she has...
she's obsessed with.
She has a bunch of really good girlfriends.
Yeah.
And she plays well with both of them.
Does she actually have girlfriends?
I would love to announce the gender, but we're not going
to. Are you planning a baby moon or any pre-baby family moments? That's something that we really need to prioritize. I feel like we're traveling a lot for like
going to Milan.
Work. That's not a baby moon. We're literally going for the Olympics.
God forbid we have a job while we're there.
I mean,
God forbid we stay employed.
But a baby moon for me, I think of like a Virgin Margarita on a beach. I don't think
I'm like want to text people now. We need to plan Chileno Bay. Like that should be our baby moon tradition.
With friends.
We can go with friends.
We should go the last week I can travel.
We should go. Okay. I was thinking we should go right before Super Bowl.
Oh, and get a tan. That would be.
Should be our pre-Super Bowl, whatever. Okay.
No, but then we would go to Mexico, and then we would go to Super Bowl, and then we would go to Milan.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
That sounds dread. That's one thing during this pregnancy. I'm like, I'm a homebody right now. I want to be at home. I want to be next to my daughter. I don't want to be. Well, it's not changed.
For the listeners, like we quite literally make our money. Like probably half the money we make is from traveling.
Yeah.
And Allie's just like, I don't want to travel. And I'm like, unfortunately, that's not an option. Unfortunately, that's not in the chat. at all.
I'm like, can't you guys just like AI me in?
It has gotten really easy to say no to traveling, though. The Berlin thing really ruined it for me. Because I was gone for a week, and I was like, I will never leave my family that long again.
Well, I think in the past, we've been super, like, blessed to be able to travel with our daughter. But the older she gets, the more I'm like, this is selfish for me to want her here. Like, I would love for her to be in Vegas right now. This is one of our first work trips that we haven't taken her on. But I'm like, I'm not putting my daughter in a hotel room in Vegas for 4 days. That sounds miserable for her.
When she was younger, it was fine.
Yeah, as a baby, you're like, I can bring toys and they'll look at the fan for an hour. But as a 2-year-old, she wants to go on walks. She wants to be outside and play and go to a park. And that is just, this is not the place for her. And I know that I can acknowledge that.
Walking around hotels would be fun for her, though. She would have.
I mean, she'd be at the slot machines like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. But I do really want to take a baby moon. I want to take a baby moon though with my daughter. There's no reason I would want to go on just a baby moon, you and me.
Chileno Bay is literally the perfect place to go.
Yeah, and they have a family pool.
They have
maybe we would bring like a set of grandparents or something, and we could like make it a family trip, and then Isaac and I can still have date nights.
Yeah, I mean they have a whole like kids area for like they have like activities for kids.
Yeah, they had like crafts and stuff, whatever. How are you two going to keep your relationship strong during the chaotic seasons of pregnancy, holidays, football, moves? Well, we're not moving anymore.
As of now, no. Unless
we have a third kid, I don't think what?
Oh.
Unless we have a third child, I don't think we'll move, and I think we could even get away with a third child in our home for a year.
We could be in this house for literally the next 10 years.
I love this house. Isaac and I were later talking last night. Like, our house isn't like super big. I think it's like 7.
I don't want a big house.
Feet.
I want to be on top of the whole family. We're all together. You don't have a choice. Scottie, get out here.
I'm not scared of our relationship when it comes to the second baby and postpartum. I think that the first baby gets your time and your relationship kind of takes a toll because you're so inexperienced. But the second baby gets your experience and less of like independent, like complete and utter like sold time. I'm not scared when it comes to the second baby and like a relationship.
I am not either. I don't think there's a perfect answer for this. I think you have a different relationship when you have a child. In the same way that when you meet somebody for the first time and you date them as a, like, do I want to marry them? Who are they? How are we in a relationship? I feel like you restart your relationship when you have a child. There's a phase where you're like, what does this look like? Who are we? And I feel like...
And seeing your partner as a parent, I think is a huge change, either good or bad. We were talking about this last night at dinner.
Absolutely. Because we were
talking about this last night at dinner.
It was brought, well, this will be quick. It was brought to the table of, if you get divorced, were you ever actually in love with the person?
Or can you get divorced and still, like, somebody has to love the other person more or whatever.
But the argument was, if you get divorced, you never were actually in love. Because, like, if you're in love, you would never get divorced.
Right.
We're the only people at the table that were married and have a child. And I was like, I promise you, like, if I was just an awful dad and you loved having kids and you're like, I didn't even know he was going to be such a bad dad.
If you were a horrible parent, I would have no problem divorcing you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you can fully be in love with somebody and then you're like, wait, I did not know you were going to be such a bad dad. Point is, you're living multiple.
Oh my God, if you didn't like being a dad, that would be so disgusting to me.
It would be gross.
Even like having to, I don't know, like, I feel like if I ever had to ask you to do something for our daughter and you made me feel like it was inconvenient or like a burden, I don't think I would be with you.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But that's the thing, though, is like when you're dating somebody and they're not responding to your text message, like, do you think that they're going to be up at 3 a.m. with you when your nipples are bleeding and you're like, can you change the diaper? I'm fully capable, but like, can you do it?
Yeah.
If he's not texting you back, don't text him back.
It's a tough example there with text backs and babies. But the point is, you live multiple lives when you're married, have children. So I don't think it's going to change our relationship. I just think we're still in a building phase of our relationship in this new life.
We all always will be, right? Relationships are always changing.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, it's always evolving. But yeah, I'm not really worried about the second kid. I mean, we'll just have less time to do like date nights and stuff. Like that's going to be.
Now we already have babysitters. Like we already have like our village of people that we trust. So like if we know like, okay, the baby's going to be going down at 7, like we can escape for 2 hours and go and sit in the In-N-Out drive-through. I think that'll be easier, where I didn't let somebody watch Scottie without me in the house until like a year and a half.
Yeah, it was a while.
Anyways, that's it for this episode. I'm sure like as this pregnancy progresses, maybe we'll do more of these and if anything changes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sunday Sports Club Podcast. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to tune in every Sunday wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.